What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Boundless Perception YouTube channel. And today we're back with a brand new item, a brand new build. That's right, we're going to be building, painting, creating Zack's axe from Power Rangers, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the one that I grew up with. So let's hop to it. All right, guys, so as I said, we are going to be building this axe today. I basically have everything printed. There's a few more pieces on the printer behind you. I printed all these on my bamboo printer. I think at 15% infill, maybe with a little bit lighter for the axe head piece here, because I always print the top pieces, the pieces that, you know, carry a lot of weight, a lot lighter, because I don't want them to be extremely top heavy or, you know, topple over. Also, this is the very first project that I'm doing where I use PETG instead of PLA. I chose PETG because it was just time to try something new, aside from the one time I tried TPU. But PETG is supposed to be more resistant to, I guess, breaking essentially. PLA is very good against direct hits, I guess I could say, but it does feel a bit fragile at the joints more so I'm hoping that PETG will be a bit different here. We are going to be ramming a pipe down the middle of this because as always you want to support your large props, but let's go ahead and hop to it. All we have to do is assemble this thing, paint it yellow, and glue it. I am going to be using acrylic paint for the painting process and doing it by hand, and we're going to be using E6000 to glue this together because, again, it's going to be supported by a pipe in the middle, so it doesn't need that strong bond like JB Weld because it does have a lot of support. So enough with the rambling, let's hop to it. All right, guys, so it has been a day and we have all of our pieces painted and now they are finally ready for assembly. Zoom out a bit so you can see everything. And it's not many pieces, but it did take a while to get together. So let's just go ahead and talk about it real quick, as I did spare you guys the pain of me painting everything. All right, guys, so here we have all of the pieces painted, ready to be assembled. I do have to say that painting this was kind of a pain, and that's because we had to paint all of the small areas on most of these props, and we didn't have to paint the large areas. I'm much more accustomed to painting, for example, this entire surface or something like that, instead of just cutting off a small little section and painting it. Specifically, it was a pain with the rings, as I only needed to paint it, paint this small area right here. So what I actually ended up doing, if you guys, end up painting your own or buying one for yourself, I just taped it with blue masking tape, painter's tape, and then I just spray painted it because I did not want to sit there and hand paint all of these. It would just take forever, and I was like, there's no reason to. You could also use an airbrusher, but I opted for spray paint. And then, of course, there was a bit of bleeding into the actual black area, so all I did was just go over that with a black, not a black pen, but basically a black paint. I used acrylic, and I also used a bit of oil paint to get that back to where I want it. As you can see on certain areas like this, I don't know if you guys can see it all that well, but a little bit of yellow did get on top, but that won't matter because it's going to get smashed in between the other part here, so again, it won't matter. This right here, easiest part to paint, just hit it with some metal gray. Yeah, that's the color I used, and it came out well. I really like using PETG. It takes the color extremely well. The layer lines on this are very nice. I mean, you can't really see them because, again, these are all raw prints. I did not prime or sand any of these. They're all just raw and, painted. So that's what we got going on here for all of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop to assembling this and gluing it all together. Also, let me know in the comment section below. I am gonna go ahead and jump over that for you guys because you've seen me do it tons of times and I don't think you really care to see it, so I'll just explain it. But if you would like to see that process as I have been doing, sped up, let me know, and I will continue to do that. But for this time, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump straight to the after assembly. So, see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so it is finally finished, and as you can see, it even slides. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But after 3 days, I was finally able to complete the power axe here. And it wasn't too bad of a project, but you know, it was a bit of a project still nonetheless. So I do love the sliding feature, and to make that happen, this part still needs a little bit of paint, but we just put magnets on the inside here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And basically it just attaches to itself via magnets, and that's how it stays in place. But overall, a great build, and let's discuss it some more. All right, guys, so as I said, the axe is completely finished. It's very sturdy, as you can see. I can manipulate it and move it around with just one hand with no problems or worries of it breaking. And again, this was my very first PETG project. I like the way that PETG prints. It just overall came out very, very well. There are a few things that I need to touch up on this, and you know, in terms of the paint, but otherwise, I have no complaints about this project. It looks very, very good. From afar, again, when you get up close, you might notice a few things, but it's perfect. I really, really like the way this axe came out. And even more so, I love the sliding feature. I do need to up the size of the holes that you put the magnets in, because I did have to drill those out a little bit to get them to fit. But otherwise, I really have no complaints whatsoever about this. Zach was one of my favorite Power Rangers, you know, second to the white and the green Ranger, I have to admit, because everyone loved the white and the green when they were children. But the Black Ranger was definitely a very close second. So definitely like the way that this axe came together. I'm definitely going to be putting this in my store today. Today is Memorial Day. Yep, going to be putting it in there, probably run a sale on it for the first 24 hours. So stop by, pick yourself up one if you would like. But I don't really have any other complaints or much else to say about this project. I will talk, I guess, a little bit about gluing it together, because I did skip through all of that and painting it. To basically assemble it and glue it together, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 8 of the rings for 18. So I think about 18 or 19 parts to assemble this entire axe. Again, painting it was the roughest. For the rings in the middle, the yellow rings were very difficult to paint. This part right here wasn't too bad, just more so annoying that I had to tape it off. Had a bit of trouble with the Mastodon logo, but I was able to eventually get that down. I just ended up mostly hand painting that and then a little bit of airbrushing. And then when it came to the black, again, that's just the PETG. I didn't really paint anything black. I just left it in the regular PETG black that came. And you know, in the middle we have a large 3/4 inch PVC pipe you guys can see running from the bottom of the rod all the way up to the top. And that's what keeps it sturdable, as I like to say, so that you can just hold it like this with absolutely no problems and manipulate it back and forth without worrying about it crumbling under its own weight. But I really did, again, enjoy this project. I enjoyed putting it together. It was always a dream. I've had, oh my gosh, this planned out forever, and then finally someone actually wanted it, so I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and knock this one out. It's still taking me away from my Lich King armor, which I still need to do. It's gonna happen, guys, I promise. But yeah, worked on this for now. Anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you did enjoy me skipping over the actual, you know, building and assembling it and painting it, because I do that in most of my videos, and I don't know if you guys really care for that. Sometimes it seems like it just fills up time, but if you do, just let me know. Anyways, though, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for checking this build out, and until next time, stay boundless. See you all. Bye-bye.